All right, this is the final 49ers practice update of this season. I'm headed to the airport right after this to fly to Arizona, where the 49ers will face the Cardinals on Sunday. That is the home territory of Brock Purdy, but he's not going to play. Josh Dobbs is going to start for the 49ers, so Purdy out. Deebo Samuel is going to be out. Kyle Shanahan today confirmed that Deebo Samuel was dealing with injuries throughout all of this 2024 season. Obviously, the oblique in week 2 against the Minnesota Vikings, I think, initially set Deebo Samuel on a bad track. And then pneumonia, that was week 7 against the Kansas City Chiefs that hospitalized him. It was just a tough sledding kind of season for Deebo. Remember, though, he's still under contract for one more season with the 49ers. Deommodore Lenoir also going to be out of this game. Obviously disappointed that he wasn't selected to the Pro Bowl. I thought that was a snub. He had better stats than all 4 of the cornerbacks selected to represent the NFC. However, those were first and second round draft picks, and Lenoir was a 5th round draft pick. And he tweeted, "Don't ever let anybody tell you that draft status doesn't matter." I think in this case it did hurt Deommodore Lenoir, who will not play on Sunday. No Spencer Burford, which means that the 49ers will again be down to at least 4th string tackles or a 4th string left tackle. Spencer Burford gave way to Austin Pleasance and Charlie Heck, 2 guys who recently were on other teams' practice squads. They split time at left tackle against the Detroit Lions. You can expect the same in this game against the Arizona Cardinals. And Robert Beal Jr., the second-year defensive end, is also going to be out of this game. Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, linebacker, is doubtful for the 49ers. And then George Kittle, Colton McKivitz, Jair Brown, and Isaac Yiadom are all questionable for the 49ers entering this game against the Arizona Cardinals. So that is the injury report. I was just in the locker room, talked to Kyle Juszczyk, who said, "I know I've got at least a few more years." Every single season there are retirement rumors regarding Kyle Juszczyk. Every single season they are wrong. I will wager that the retirement rumors are going to start for him again because people don't care about truth on the internet, but he literally said that he wants to play for at least a few more years today in the locker room. Juszczyk is 33. He's under contract with the 49ers through next season, so he still has one more year under that deal, and he wants to play till he's, I would say, at least 35. We also talked to Nick Bosa today in the locker room, and I'm going to go ahead and play that interview for you right now to wrap this up. Make sure you check out, by the way, the other video. I have a Brock Purdy update from the M-Stop, some of the best sandwiches in San Francisco. Say hi to Sal at the M-Stop. Go ahead and watch that after this. But first, Nick Bosa, who talked about some of the incentives for the 49ers defensive line. Leonard Floyd has 8.5 sacks. There's a 9.5 sack incentive in his contract with the 49ers, so he can earn some extra money with a sack this weekend. And Bosa has 9 sacks. He wants to hit 10. Juwan Jennings, by the way, 77 yards shy of his first 1,000-yard season. I also talked to Juwan, and he said, I want to get it on the first play. 78 yards on the first play would put Jennings over the 1,000-yard mark. 1 sack for Nick Bosa would put him into double digits again. Have a listen to Nick Bosa in the 49ers locker room.
Kind of creates bonds. It's hard to keep up with everybody, obviously, when people are leaving. But yeah, we definitely create some good bonds.
What it means to you to be selected to another Pro Bowl?
It's good. It's definitely a good accolade to get.
It's good.
It's good.
You mentioned issues with physical stuff, and it sounds like you're really going through it with both sides of your body. I mean, are you kind of back to normal or not really? Or?
Yeah, last game was my first game feeling normal. The Rams game was rough. The Miami game was pretty good. But yeah, it stinks because it's such a random injury to get, and the way I got both of them was so... the fact that I did it again to the other side is insane. But I felt like I was really hitting my stride in that Seattle game, and then wasn't able to finish it, and obviously that's really when our season started to go downhill. So.
Did you immediately know that was going to put you out for a while?
After that one, yeah, I did. I mean, it was substantially worse than the first one, and then the first one was pretty tough, so.
Lynch was saying on the radio today that he thought that you were really looking forward to playing Penny Sewell against the Lions. And was that something that you really wanted to, because you felt good and you felt you could
Yeah,
get after
I
him?
was excited to play a slow quarterback as well. And yeah, I mean, they drop back, and they don't necessarily game plan rushers as much. Not as much chips, not as much slides one particular way. So I knew I was going to have some one-on-ones.
How much did you get to practice against the starting offense here during the season?
Through camp or
Just
during
through
the
camp?
season?
Yeah, just it's during the season at all. I'm just
Not
curious how
much.
often
We
you went.
do a special cat, which is a period before practice. I think we do it on Wednesdays and Thursdays in the beginning, and then it becomes just Thursdays. But it's like a few plays.
So you have minimal versus.
You have
prep.
plenty. Oh, I didn't get really any.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got those special cats. That's it.
You guys have had these deep playoff runs. Is there, let's go back to how your body feels. How much can you benefit from basically having an off season that starts a month earlier?
Huge. Yeah, it's going to be huge. I think we kind of needed it as a team. It's definitely a grind. Like, it's only one more month, but adding another month on top of what you've already done feels like 3 months. So it's like a huge thing. I haven't really experienced it yet because the only time we didn't make it was I was hurt, so I was rehabbing all the way through. And that was probably the biggest grind of a year I've ever been through is 21. The rehab through the off season, coming out, I was still battling through stuff with my knee, and then we went the hard way, traveling and made it all the way, and then didn't finish it. So.
Will you do more rest as part of your off-season routine before you start up your?
Yeah, I think as I've gone, I've learned how to rest more, and just take time off the field. I like to lift, so I'll be in the gym, but I don't like to get too far out of shape because I just feel bad mentally. So yeah, it won't be sedentary, but I'll be chilling a little bit.
Not putting words in your mouth, but I mean, do you think those 4 deep runs in 5 seasons had anything to do with 6 and 10 this season? I mean, just whether it was physical or mental?
Could be. It's hard to say. It's hard to put your finger on what it was, but when in the past when we've had bad games and like bad mental games where we're getting penalties and not executing, we've always rebounded, and this year it just seems like it kept going and going and going, and then it's just not gonna work in this league.
For all the frustrations of this year, it seems that the rookie class wasn't really one of them. They performed top to bottom. You've been around the league for a while. What does that mean in terms of retooling and how that can maybe speed the process up, the fact that you have this rookie class with that year under their belt?
Yeah, it's huge. John and Kyle did a great job. And yeah, I mean, they're going to be better next year, which is good to see. And we have some really big pieces that we've added. So yeah, when you lose or when you start to age a little bit, you need to do that. And I think we did it well.
Is there a big difference between 9 sacks and 10 sacks?
Yeah, I'm trying to get one more. Sure.
Is there any competition between you and Leonard? He's right behind you with 8.5.
Not so much. He's trying to get an incentive, and I'm trying to get to 10. Whoever ends up on top, it's all good.
He's gonna end up starting 17 games, and same with Malik. I mean, how impressive is that these days with a 17-game season?
I think they're known for it. I think they're two pretty durable guys, and not the youngest. So for them to do that, it's. I mean, availability is the best thing in this league. Just being out there. So they've been great additions.
You know, when Brock hurt his elbow on Monday night, there was a lot of concern about his availability going forward. And so, from your perspective, is there relief when you find out that you're not going to have a big quarterback issue going into the off season?
What do you mean?
Just that he should be healthy.
Oh yeah, he'll be good. Yeah, definitely need him healthy.
There's metrics that that suggests that your travel schedule this year was pretty obscene. I mean, it's West Coast teams usually have it worse anyway,
Right.
but that your schedules particularly was like way worse than anybody's else. Could you feel that?
I didn't do the two long trips.
Okay.
So that was pretty big for me. But yeah, I mean, going across, especially when you're playing at night on the East Coast, 8 o'clock, it's a lot. I think we were the worst rest differential.
Yeah,
in the
I
league.
think that's what I was talking about.
Obviously not an excuse, but it wears on you for sure after a short off season.
Thanks, Nick.
Hey, thank you, Nick.